Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chase. Welcome back to ChasePacks. A couple different things I want to talk about in this video today. We're going to talk about Perfect Order. We're going to talk about Chaos Rising, but two things. Chaos Rising and Perfect Order, if they released a year ago, a year ago, I think things would have been different on the effect on the hobby and the market as a whole, as it compares to them releasing, well, back to back in 2026 in the current market we're in. That's one thing I want to talk about. The other thing is how there's two different types of people in this hobby right now. Obviously, we're talking generalities. There's people in the middle. There is the tail ends of the spectrum of people in this hobby, collectors, investors alike. So there's some people who have been around for a while, and there's some people who have been around for not a while, right? And they are handling this market in the way this hobby is, well, unraveling. Unraveling is the wrong word. They're handling the way this market is performing differently, and it's costing one of them. So we'll get into that later, but we'll do a quick little review on Perfect Order Chaos Rising. We'll tackle the first point brought up about how these two sets would affect the hobby a year ago as compared to how they're going to affect the hobby, I think, today. Again, these are all my opinions, but let's review some cards. We're looking at Pokebeach here. Looking at some, we're not going to review the cards. We're going to scroll through these as we talk a little bit. Here's the thing about Perfect Order. It is not a terrible set. Pokemon has been releasing absolute bangers recently, so it feels like it's a terrible set. There's some great artworks in here. This Clefairy is an awesome artwork. I would love to pull that card. I mean, the Raticate's cool. I mean, the artwork's fine, but Raticate, Gen 1 Pokemon, I enjoy it. The full arts leave something to be desired. I will say that. I usually kind of enjoy full arts. The Meowth's not bad. Not bad for the Meowth. Other than that, we're looking for SIRs, right? This set doesn't have a whole lot of illustration rares. It also doesn't have a whole lot of SIRs either. But the Mega Starmie is actually a really cool card. This will be the top chase card for me, for sure. Excuse me. The Mega Clefable is also a nice card. Mega Clefable, or Clefable in general, isn't one of my favorite Pokemon, but it's a nice looking card. The Mega Zygarde does nothing for me as a Pokemon, but the artwork is fire. The artwork is sick. This type of artwork, I am not an artistic person, so I don't know how to really explain it. It just kind of reminds you of a good bit of cards we've seen recently. It's like a lot of color, a lot of just, I don't know how to explain it. It just reminds me of I don't know what. It reminds me of the Gengar from Ascended Heroes. Just like that style. It's a lot going on. The Pokemon centered. Just a ton of colors, really. But it's a cool artwork. The Meowth up there for me. It's just like a retro feel to this card. It's a really cool card, though. And I haven't seen my Meowth with an SIR, I don't think. Or SIR. The entire Scarlet Violet era or Mega Evolutions, if I'm not mistaken. Rose's Encouragement, not a bad card. Little Pikachu feature, that'll help, I'm sure. The gold cards in this era, I've always liked the gold cards in this era. I will say that it would be kind of nice if they kind of mixed it up, because all the gold cards are kind of the same. They just have different Pokemon on them. But there's Perfect Order. Again, a small set. Also, Chaos Rising, also a small set. So the illustration rares in Ninja Spinner I like a lot better. The Froakie, Frogadier, Greninja line, all connected arts is sick. Really awesome. This Xerneas card looks great as well. I will say I prefer the cards in Chaos Rising a lot more than Perfect Order, to be honest. The Metang looks really nice. Let's see, what's some other ones? The full arts in here are better, in my opinion. The Beedrill's kind of cool. Beedrill out of nowhere, though. The Mega Greninja, awesome looking full art. The Cobalion really cool, like that a lot. Cinccino's not bad. Not my favorite Pokemon, but it's a good looking art. And then obviously the Mega Greninja is up there with, for me, for one of the best Greninja cards I frankly have ever seen. This, the Twilight Masquerade, the Black Star promo. Why am I blanking on what box that came out of? A Shrouded Fable box, I think. Yeah. Dragology, fire art. Pokemon don't really care about. Mega Floetta, not bad. The Cinccino is real nice. The Cinccino EX looks really good. Probably my second chase of the set. Roxy's Performance is pretty cool. And the Mega Greninja gold card is probably my favorite gold card I've seen yet, to be honest. So we'll get to the first point of this video. The first point was, if these sets released a year ago, we've been in this bull run for about a year and a half now. I think it could have. I think it could have significantly affected the market. I think it could have slowed things down more significantly than, in my opinion, it will releasing when they are releasing this year. There is a lot going on this year. Ascended Heroes is I mean, honestly, I think it's a generational set for the Mega Evolution block. We have 30th anniversary. We have supposedly a Rayquaza set coming out. I think this year is done and dusted. I don't see any significant downturns in the hobby within this year. I mean, yes, there could be stagnation points, but the effects that these two small, mediocre, let's be honest, mediocre sets would have had a year ago, I think would have been more dramatic than they're going to have this year. Now, the second thing I wanted to get to in this video is there's two different types of people on the spectrums in this hobby. There's old heads and there's new people who have came in. The old heads have a little bit of experience. They have a little seasoning on them. They have more wisdom for sure, right? You gain wisdom over time and experience. And then there's new people coming in the hobby. They, for one, they don't know any better. Like, they don't blink an eye at a $200 booster box. They don't really blink an eye at a $250 booster box. And nowadays, everything's getting to be 300 plus. So when they see these sets, it just looks like an opportunity for them, because again, we're not getting a whole lot of booster boxes either. So if they see Perfect Order releasing at 220, 210, 215, they go, oh, it's a booster box and it's not $300. Let's pick one up. When some of these people who are more seasoned, they've been here longer, they see a 200 plus booster box for a set that's not really that great, and for a set that technically hasn't even released yet, depending on when you're watching this. And they go, no thanks. No way I'm buying that. And honestly, I kind of understand that, but I understand both sides, because the other side is, if you just came into this hobby and you don't know any better besides Stellar Crown's 300 and Destined Rivals is 550, and whatever, Scarlet and Violet base is 270, then you don't know what you don't know, right? Yes, they could go back and do their research and know that Pokemon could reprint booster boxes and all these booster boxes go down 30, 40, 50% or more. But with the way the hobby and the market is trending and has been trending, and the way the rest of this year looks, you could easily speculate and say that picking up a booster box of Chaos Rising for 220 or Perfect Order for 220 isn't a bad play. So I see both sides of it. I honestly side personally with the people who have been around a lot longer, and they're a little bit more speculative of what these prices are doing and what these sets are doing, and the prices that people are paying for sets that are nowhere near being out of rotation. And I mean, I don't know. I'd love to hear from you guys. What side are you on? And there's plenty of people who are old heads that also realize the type of market we're in. They sit down and they think, okay, all these things coming up, 2026 is just going to be cooking, and I don't think Pokemon can keep up with the hype, and they're not going to be able to keep printing Scarlet and Violet to meet demand, and these boxes might just stay at these prices, and it is what it is. And they're trying to capitalize on the supply that they can get. They're trying to capitalize on picking up boxes at whatever reasonable price they think it might be, even if it's more than they want. And again, the new people coming in, they see a $300 booster box of Stellar Crown and they go, not bad, but why don't I spend $500 on Destined Rivals? Not thinking necessarily about the potential of Pokemon reprinting some of these sets and dropping the prices. And at the end of it all, realistically, the new people coming in over the last year and a half, they're probably making more money than these old heads who are sitting around on their hands, to be honest. But you guys let me know down in the comments, how do you feel? What side do you fall on? If you're enjoying the videos, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.